Good morning, everybody. Still in John, and I literally got to John 5:6, and I was like, okay, this is craziness. I feel like every verse of John, I just highlight and highlight and highlight in my Bible and make my notes and stuff. But what got me is John 5:6. When Jesus saw him laying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." And I just got this like mic drop on my spirit when I was reading this, because Jesus didn't ask the man, "Why are you not well?" All he said was, "Do you want to be well?" And the man just like starts listing these reasons why he can't be well. I think we have this problem so much when we're asked a question, instead of just saying yes or no, we give excuses and reasons. When God's asking me, "Do you want to be well?" Or instead of just saying yes or no, I'm giving him excuses why I'm not healed, why I'm not doing better, I'm not prospering, I'm not doing this or that. Whatever it is, it's like we're giving excuses to him instead of just saying yes or no. But the thing here is that even though the man was giving all of these excuses, because he didn't know who Jesus was at the time, he didn't know the power that God had. All that it took for him to be healed was Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat, and walk." And at once that man was cured. He picked up his mat and he walked. It didn't take the man getting into the pool when the water was stirred. It didn't take him having to have friends tear open the roof and lower him down into a meeting to be healed. It didn't take him having to go and wash himself 7 times in a pool or a river. It didn't take him having to crawl up steps or through the desert or anything like that. All it took was him hearing the word of God say, "Get up, pick up your mat, and be well." And I was just like, God, how many times do you speak to me and I just give you excuses instead of answering? Like, of course we want to be well, but we get comfortable where we're at and we get comfortable with what we're dealing with. And instead of just saying, "Yes, God, I want to be well," we say, "I can't be well because, the doctor told me I've got fibromyalgia and PCOS and that I had a pulmonary embolism and obstructive and central sleep apnea. And they said I've got diabetes and, whatever the list of things that the doctors were telling me back in 2022 and 2023. I had a whole list of things. But when God said, "Do you want to be well?" just say yes. That's all that it took. And like, this is just a perfect example that this man didn't even say yes. He said, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." So he's saying that because he didn't have the help that he thought he needed, somebody else was getting that blessing. That's not the way that God works. Your blessing that God has for you is not going to get taken by somebody else based on what you do or do not have. All we have to do is have that faith and that reliance in God, and he's going to do it for us.